Hello. Good day. I'm back, your Kuya Jerome, for PSW Life here in Canada, or Boy PSW dito sa Canada. So, it's a little bit cold tonight. It's actually snowing outside. Tonight's forecast will be snowing, and there will be unexpected of 2 to 3 centimeters of snow. It won't be too much, but still, it's quite cold. And here inside the nursing home is quite warm because, it's needed to be warm. Otherwise, everybody will be cold. Anyway, it's my break time, so I'm free again. And actually, tonight I'll be sharing about the issues that we have. Starting this week, there's this directive that we cannot work in a nursing home, or we cannot just go back to our work without having ourselves swab for COVID-19. It's a new directive, and I believe this is being implemented for the sake of everyone, not only for ourselves, but also most especially for the most vulnerable one, or the more vulnerable ones, which are the or who are the elderlies who are here in the nursing home. And myself personally, I understand that, but I also understand others' sentiment, and others not comfortable having the swab test taken from them, like in compulsory manner. So it's an issue, and I don't really want to dwell in it, or get into it. Let the authorities work on it, and I hope everything will be smooth. So anyway, as a PSW, or like at my work now, I was actually instructed to do some monitoring because one of our residents had actually a fall from the wheelchair. Even though you're watching over them, accident could always happen, and some of them are just stubborn, or some of them are just out of control, and they do things without they're not really thinking coherently, because of their mental conditions. And one of them fell because he was trying to get out of the chair, and unfortunately he fell, but nothing happens really serious, but still, because he fell, he need to be monitored. So there's an early monitoring of him, um, checking on his behaviors, or checking on his condition, if there are any changes that we will be observing or what. And also, I'm also, or the night shift. When I say it's the night shift on duty in the floor. So we were also instructed to do a monitoring for another client whose sugar is really high. The last sugar, the last check, it was about 22. So it's really quite high, and it needs to be monitored. So we're checking her oxygen intake. Like every time we put in the oxygen by nasal cannula, she always take it out. So we have to see to it that she's really having it continuously, because her breathing is not really good. Yeah, so when we have these cases, we do the monitoring, and this is the challenge for the night shift, because not all nights are peaceful. There are nights wherein there are situations like this. You are being instructed to monitor this, monitor that, and if that's the case, then you will really be working the whole night. Night is good, but especially when it's peaceful, or when there are no issues to be monitored or checked. But when there are things like this, then the challenge is on. You really have to be up. You may have some naps, but not like complete sleep. So I'm just hoping that everything will be okay, and nothing serious will happen or nothing serious will be there during the night. And another thing, at night, there are residents who wonder. There are residents who are confused, maybe because they're stuck here in the nursing home, especially now because it's pandemic. They're not able to go out of the nursing home like the usual thing that they do in the past. Wherein they're able to go out, do some shopping. I mean, like do go around with the activation staff, and they go around. They go to shopping malls, they go to the gardens, they go to different places, and it's just another environment. But for the time being, because of the pandemic, they're stuck here in the nursing home. So, and especially if there's how do you call this one, outbreak, meaning somebody is infected or somebody is sick with a certain virus, even cold, for example, or diarrhea. When they say it's an outbreak, everybody is kept in their rooms as much as possible. They're not gathered together like they usually do. So in this case, if there's an outbreak, the more terrible the situation is, because they will be stuck longer in their rooms. They cannot even go on the hallways and walk on the hallways, or walk them on the hallways so that they could have some exercises. You cannot even do that, or you cannot put them all together in the dining room for their meals. So I cannot blame for this wandering residents at night. Like the whole day they have been sleeping, and then at night they will be sleeping again. So when they wake up in the middle of the night, they wonder, they walk around, and they will be asking you like, where am I, what am I doing here, what time is it. It's just a matter of telling them in a nice way that today, the time is like this and like that, and explain to them that this is the situation, blah blah blah, and eventually they will understand. So just bring them back to their beds and back to sleep. But this is another challenge for the night shift duty, because aside from the monitoring that you will be doing for one, two, or even, or more, even just one, it's really challenging, because you really have to monitor that. You're going to give reports to the nurse when she goes around for check, or yeah, for check. And even in the morning, they also will follow you up if you have observed something unusual or something wrong, something like that. um, there are also residents that you need to check, because some residents you might not you might see their, when you check them, they're okay, but some of them might forget to breathe, or without you knowing it, they're not already breathing, and it's scary, but they might have passed away, something like that. So you have to go around, check them once in a while, they're breathing, or maybe something is not giving them, like they're not properly positioned, or they're not properly covered, something like that, or they're covered with uh, a, they're covered too much with blanket, and they're not able to breathe properly, something like that. So these things you have to observe when you're on duty, and you have to reposition them as necessary, reposition them, or position them in such a way that they will be more comfortable. Because again, the thing you call empathy, what if you are in their situation, how would you feel? So if you think they're not in proper position, you have to reposition them, or they're not in their proper pillow, something like that. Sometimes you are not able to sleep well because your positioning, or your pillow alone is the problem, things like that. And at 5 o'clock, for the 11 to 7 shift, the busiest moment, because as early as 5 we prepare, and I usually have 15 residents. Good thing that the 15 are not all not all dependent. Some of them are independent, and some of them requires minimal support. There may be like two or three that needs total support. Nevertheless, it's not really that bad. So as early as 5 o'clock, we start changing them. Making them more comfortable, changing their diapers or changing their soaker pads, or if really necessary, if the linens are so wet or soaked, we really have to change them too. And if this is a situation that makes the time longer, but basically, if it's only just changing without big issues, it should be fine. Like we should be done in an hour and a half or so. So basically, that's what we do. And for night shift, and tonight, as I mentioned, I have these two presents to monitor. Other than that, everything is okay. So I should also be okay. And tomorrow, as I mentioned a while ago, it's snowing. Tomorrow it will be raining, but goodness, tomorrow morning after work, it's gonna be very good to go to bed and sleep, because for sure I won't be able to, take a good rest tonight. I will have a short nap because of this. My uh, my break is coming soon. I mean, my time is coming soon, so I will have to go back to be on the station as well. Anyway, yeah, that's the situation. And again, please keep yourself safe. Don't forget your mask. Observe social distancing, and as much as possible, wash your hands, especially when you touch things that you are not aware of, or avoid touching things that you are not that you do not know of. I mean, you do not know who touched them, or if they're being touched. Oftentimes, be sure to just wash your hands as many as you can. That way, we could prevent the transmission of the virus. That's my share for tonight. And again, keep safe and have a good day. Again, this is Kuya Jerome for Buhay PSW or PSW Life in Canada. Good day, folks, and that's it for now.